Hi, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed playing around with the tools that I taught you yesterday. Today, we're going to learn two methods that you can use when building and also when constructing our puzzle pieces. So I'm going to open up SketchUp. Remember, it's the icon on your desktop. I'm going to wait for it to load. I'm going to click Choose Template. Remember, we're doing woodworking in inches. Exit of that. I'm going to click Start Using SketchUp. Okay. I'm going to say no to that. Okay. So remember, we have our y-axis, which is blue, our x-axis, which is red, and our z-axis, which is green. I'm going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to make sure that my rectangle is blue, and I'm just going to start creating a shape. And I'm also going to use the push-pull tool. Okay, now the first method that we're going to learn is called the additive method. Essentially what you're doing is you're just adding onto your already existing shape. So let's say that I have a box and I want to add a box on top of it. All I have to do is grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to go to a corner where it says endpoint, click, and I'm going to drag. Okay, so now what you can see is that I have a square drawn on top of my original square. Now what I can do is I can grab my push-pull tool and I can grab it and pull it up. And now let's say I want to draw a square coming out of this face. Now, unlike my other squares that have been blue, I'm going to make sure that I'm drawing a green square. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to drag it up. And notice you can see my additional square. I'm going to use my push-pull tool and I'm going to pull it out. Okay, so now this is called the additional or additive method. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is the subtractive method. Okay, so I'm going to completely undo this. Now, to help you out, undo is just Control and then the Z button. And so I did Control Z to take away everything that I have. All right, so I'm going to go back to the drawing board, grab my rectangle shape. I'm going to draw a square or a rectangle and then drag my shape up. I'm going to zoom out by pulling my wheel towards me, and I'm also going to pan a little bit so that I have a little bit of a better view of my shape. Now let's say that I wanted to cut out a square from my square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to go to my corner and I'm going to draw a square. Okay, now I know this looks very, very similar to the additive method because I drew a square on a square. But let's say that I want to take it away. I'm going to click and I'm going to pull down. Okay, so as you can see, if I orbit around, you can see that I took some of this square away. So I'm going to show you again how I did that. I'm going to take my rectangle tool. I'm going to go to an endpoint, draw a square, go to the push-pull, and push down. Now, when we get to creating our puzzle pieces, the dimensions are going to matter. However, for our practice now, it doesn't matter what the dimensions are whatsoever. I know I've been using rectangles and squares. You don't need to always use rectangles or squares. So let me give you an example of something that's not using a square. I'm going to click on my circle tool. I'm going to click and drag out, and there is my circle. And I'm going to use the subtractive method and just push it down. Okay, and if I orbit around, you can see that now that piece is missing. So an additive method adds pieces or adds to your shape, and the subtractive method takes away. And these are two new methods that I would like you to try while building. remember, please have fun while you're doing it. Add your components. Create really cool scenes that I can see when I get back from my training. But try to use the additive and the subtractive method in some way today while you are using SketchUp. All right, boys and girls, have fun. Bye.